Hello, my writing pals and my reading pals. It's me, your girl Xana, and today I'll be going over my 2022 goals with you. Now, I know the two things that you're thinking. One, Xana, it's February. Don't most people do their goals in like January or something? Yeah, a lot of people tend to. I personally like taking a little bit of time to really think through my goals and what I want to get done with the year, and I also kind of take January off just to give myself a little bit of a break from the last year and the holidays and everything, and just kind of getting reorganized and settled in. And it's cold and it's winter, so being chronically ill, that means I'm sick a lot. So yeah, I like doing my goals more in February. The second thing you're probably thinking is, Xana, it's February, your Christmas decorations are still up. And to that I say, yeah, you can probably start making comments about it now down in the comments. I know I said last 2 videos ago that you couldn't. They still bring me happiness, but I agree it's probably time to put them up. I'm just lazy and really don't want to. And they're so pretty, like, they are just so pretty. Come on. If you had decorations this beautiful, I'm sure you would want to keep them up as long as possible as well. Alright, so without further ado, let's get into my 2022 goals. I have 4 categories for my goals. I have my YouTube goals, my writing goals, my goals as a business owner for Nightshade Publishing, and my personal goals. So starting off, I have all my goals written down on a little sheet. First up, YouTube goals, because let's start off with the platform that I'm on. I want to upload videos consistently still 1 to 2 times a week. When I first started YouTube about 2 years ago, which is crazy to think about, 2 years now, I was uploading videos like once or twice a week, honestly. And sometimes I'd even do 3 videos a week. And since then, you know, I've definitely moved into just the 1 video a week because I am incredibly busy. But 1, the YouTube algorithm really likes people who post multiple times a week, and 2, I like filming videos. As much as I kind of dread having to film sometimes, I really like filming videos and just getting to sit down and talk with you guys about books and writing. Last year I had a goal of like uploading more book reviews. I didn't really do that, so maybe this year that's what I'll do more of. Maybe 1 video a week will be about something writing related or author related, business related, and then maybe I'll do like a book review, or maybe even just like 2 book reviews a month because I need to read 3 books a month. We'll cover that in my reading goals. My next goal is to try and batch film a lot more. As it stands currently, I film 1 video a week roundabout, and I'll edit it and post it. Sometimes I'll film 2 in 1 sitting if I'm especially daring. But I really think I could benefit from just taking 1 day a month and just filming the entire day. So I'm not scrambling for videos and video ideas and everything, because currently that's kind of what happens, is that the week comes and I'm like, oh, I need a video for this week, and then I throw something together and then I film it and then I upload it. And it's kind of tiring. I would kind of like to like batch film and then just pick a video and edit it and throw it up there on the YouTubes, and I feel like that would be a lot easier on my life. My next goal is kind of an ambitious one of sorts. I don't really know if it's too ambitious, but it's something I'd like to do. I just hit like 200 subscribers at the end of last year, start of this year. I'd love to get to 500 this year. That is a big number. Not like big in the grand scheme of things, like there are YouTubers with like hundreds of thousands of subscribers and things like that. But for me, like, I think it would be amazing to hit 500 this year. A majority of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed, so hey, if you're still watching at this point, consider subscribing. Help me meet my 2022 goals. Ooh. No, but in all seriousness, I really would love to kind of grow my platform a little bit more. I put a lot of work into it, and I love helping people, and I make videos to help people, and I'd like to just help more people in general. Yeah. So those are my YouTube goals. Another goal that I'm not gonna call her my assistant because she's not like my assistant, but someone I work with at Nightshade Publishing, Willow, you know her probably as Weeping Willow Reviews. She started closed captioning my videos for me, so I have closed captions on most of my videos now. Well, not like most of them, but like a lot of my newer videos have closed captions on them. So that's another YouTube thing that I'm working on, that she's working on. We're working on making my videos a lot more accessible for people who are hard of hearing or hearing impaired or deaf. Next up, we have my writing related goals, and starting off with that is I want to finish my current novel work in progress, Down with the Prince. That is a novel where magic and regicide humorously collide to save a cursed prince from his twisted fate. I've been having a lot of fun really writing this story. It's got a lot of a lighter tone compared to the last two books I wrote, The Binding and Down the Fox Path. So I've really been enjoying the humorous aspect of the book. Really, I just think of something stupid that could happen and I write it, or my friends think of something stupid that could happen and I write it. It's a book about reminding me that writing is fun and that I love writing. I'm really excited about the project. I just broke like 1,300 words the other day, and I know that as soon as I hit the 20,000 word mark, that I just fly through the rest of the book. Getting to the 20,000 word mark is the hardest part for me, but as soon as I'm there, just right off to the end. And the next goal would be drafting the next book, either in that series of Down with the Prince. Oh shoot, Down with the Prince is like an amazing stellar title. What am I gonna name book 2? I'll come to that when I get there. So either outlining and getting things ready for Down with the Prince book 2, or another book. Who knows what I'll do. And then my final writing goal would be to decide whether I want to try traditionally publishing my novels or if I want to independently publish them, to self-publish them. It's a thought that's been on my mind a lot ever since I started writing, was weighing the pros and cons of traditional publishing and self-publishing. With traditional publishing, you get a lot of help with it. A lot of the work is off of your plate. And as you guys know, like, I'm a full-time college student. I'm trying to run and grow my business. I work 3 jobs outside of all of this, so I substitute teach for 2 school districts and I work at a local medical school. I'm very busy, and on top of all of that, add in being chronically ill and physically disabled, and it's just a lot. I think, yeah, so with traditional publishing, a lot of that would be taken off of my plate. But at the same time, with self-publishing, I'll tell you this is my thing. If I had the money to self-publish a novel and just do it myself, take probably about $2,000, honestly, I would do it in a heartbeat. I really like self-publishing. I really like it, but the time and the money spent in self-publishing are things I don't necessarily have. I'm not big into control. That's a lie. I am. That's not my like main drawback of like, I want to have all the control over my book. I know that some people do want that, and that's fine for them. For me, I don't necessarily care, but that's what I'm really weighing with traditional publishing versus self-publishing. I could even do a whole video based off of that. I feel like I just spoke a whole video at you guys on my thoughts on that. I really said I had 4 goal categories when I knew full well that I had 5. Wow. Moving into the next goal is my goals for Nightshade Publishing, the company, the editing company, and kind of small house publishing company that I own. My first goal is that I really want the anthology I'm publishing this summer, The Willow Tree Swing, to be a success. I'm putting a lot of work into this, and I really want to do well for the authors that have, taken the leap of faith and trusted in me as a first, this is my first time publishing other people's works. I've published my own anthology, but now I'm moving into publishing other people's works, and I want to give them the best experience that I can. Which is kind of like just a general thing that you'd want for that, but I think this is the only anthology I'm doing this year. I'm not going to be crazy, and I'm not going to do another anthology this year like I had planned. I'll do that next year. But I really want this anthology to do well, and I want to do well by the authors who have chosen to trust me. I don't want to prove them wrong, and I want to build really good relationships with these authors. So I really want The Willow Tree Swing to be a success. I have room for 6 more contracts, I feel, throughout the year, at least for the first half of the year, at least. So I would love to get 6 more editing contracts for the year. I do all sorts of editing, from editorial assessments to the final proofread. The editors I hire to work with me at Nightshade Publishing, they also have room. So, but I don't know off the top of my head how many contracts they're each looking to get for this year, or what they have the time for. Probably things I should know, honestly, but usually it's just like I get a contract and I'm like, hey, you got time for this? Or hey, can you do this stage for me? Or with me, rather. But yeah. And then my final goal for Nightshade Publishing is to post more consistently on the Nightshade Publishing social medias. I am really bad at social media, honestly. As someone whose main big job that I want to do, bad at it. Like, I'm good at, like, making the posts and then figuring out kind of what I want to say. But it's just posting consistently that just kicks me in the butt, because usually I remember to post about things and it's like 9 o'clock at night or like 2 in the morning, and it's like, oh, those aren't the best times to be posting things. So I need to get better at that. I know that there are apps that will post things for you ahead of time, but I think the things for Instagram like that cost money, and I don't want to spend money on things like that when I could just do it myself. So I need to get better at that. Hey, that kind of goes into the batch filming thing. Next up, let's move into my reading goals for 2022. I want to read 35 books. So far this year, I think I've read 4. So I need to read about like 3 books a month. I know that that's more than 35, but that's the average that I need to read every month. I am counting webcomics, as I always do. And I'm counting the readings that I do from school, as I always do, because those are things that I read, and they count. Just like audiobooks count, and normal books count, obviously. I think webcomics count, because it's a story, you're ingesting the story, you're spending the time reading it and looking at it. I think it counts. And the readings I do for school are sometimes really long, and I have to read through them several times because we're supposed to annotate and analyze them and do it in several rounds. So they get to count. They take up the time that I could be reading the books I want to. So yeah, those also count. So I want to get 35 minimum. I feel like secretly, internally, I want to shoot for like 50. But I'm not gonna like commit to that. I'm committing to 35, and I will do 35. But yeah, that also means I can do more book reviews a month. So I could do like almost 1 book review a week if I wanted to. Or like a recap of like what I read this month. Yeah, well, I'll figure that out later. I want to read more genres than just fantasy, action, adventure, romance. So I'm a big fantasy reader. I'm a big escapism reader. I like reading just to get out of my head and decompress. But so fantasy has really been where that's been at for me, and I really love fantasy. But this year, I, like with last year, want to read a lot more genres. Last year I kind of started branching into reading romance and thrillers. This year I want to read more romances and more thrillers, because I've gotten several of them to read them. I might try dipping my toes into sci-fi a little bit, because I like sci-fi. Never really read a sci-fi book, though. I need to finish Lord of the Rings. That's not sci-fi, but I see it right there. I'll be starting off with Dune, obviously, but then I might move into, like, the Star Trek novels. I don't know. I really love Star Trek, so the novels might be something fun. And then my final goal for that would be to knock my TBR at least in half. There are 27 books on my TBR, physical and ebook combined, not counting my giant collection of Jane Austen novels. So I have a collection of 7 Jane Austen novels from Barnes & Noble. Beautiful book. I love classics. I really do. I think the Jane Austen novels were written in the Edwardian era. They're either Gregorian or Edwardian. They are somewhere between the Gregorian and Edwardian period. I'll say that. For all I know. They wouldn't know. Tudor would be too early for them. I'm not really counting those in the goals because I don't want to. No, my TBR rather, because I like them and I want to read them, but it's not like a huge major focus, if that makes sense. Like, I'm counting the books that I actually plan on reading and want to read, things like that. And I want to read the novels, obviously. I got them. I want to read them. But it's not I feel like I've repeated myself enough. Moving on! Finally, I'll be going through my personal goals. So, just like with my other goals, I've just kept it down to 3. I don't like making a ton of goals. I mean, in general, like, that's 15 goals right here, but they're broken up across 5 categories. I picked the personal goals that probably mean the most to me, so let's get to it. I want to graduate with honors. So I will be graduating either in August or October of this year. I will have my bachelor's in English, an emphasis in creative writing with a focus in fiction. That's a lot of words to say. Currently I have a 3.959 GPA. That's only because one professor was a jerk and I finished his class with an A- that was right on the border of an A, and I would have kept a 4.0 and that would have been amazing. It would have been the best I'd ever done. I'm still doing the best I have ever done in college at Southern New Hampshire. But yeah, I want to graduate with honors. College was rough. I've talked about this so many times. The first college I went to, an in-person college, I was in the ER just about every quarter. I was just sick. I was getting really sick and it was getting really bad. And going to school there was quite literally killing me. I took a gap year off. And so many people said when I did that I wasn't going to go back to college, that I just had to stick it out and do my best, and that it wasn't that big of a deal. But I listened to my body, and I took a year off, and it was great. I had a great time just not being in school and just working on myself and my books and everything. But now that I'm back in college, I want to prove that I don't need to prove that I can do this, but I want to. I want to show that even though I am sick, that I'm still fully capable, that I'm a fully capable person, despite my illnesses. You know? My next goal is to get stronger and work out more. So I was in physical therapy for 2 months, and that was great. I didn't really do a lot of stuff for the Writer Gets Ripped challenge. I really need to get back into doing videos for that. But I want to continue getting stronger and work out more consistently. Since leaving physical therapy, I haven't really done a full-on workout, which is my bad. Like, the medical school I work at, I have full access to their gym because I'm an employee, and they have a rock climbing wall. Medical schools, goodness. And I need to use it more. I need to keep my joints and my muscles strong, because when I was in physical therapy, I felt really good. I wasn't having as many dislocations and subluxations and like joint pain because my muscles were strong enough to do what my joints and my ligaments couldn't. That, and I really like weightlifting, honestly. You think I wouldn't. I don't know why you would think that. I don't know why I think that, but I always thought that I really wouldn't like weightlifting. I really like weightlifting. Like, it is powerful feeling, and I like that feeling, and I want to keep it up. My final personal goal is kind of 2 things in one. I want to pay off most of my debt. I've got some student loans that I really regret, and some credit card debt, just like everyone does. Not everyone, but like a lot of people do. I want to really shrink that down. It's not like I even have that much. In my brain, it's a huge number, but like, it's not actually. And I want to get a house. I really, really would love to have a house that I can do whatever I want with. I've got my space. Like, I've got my own little, like, apartment-ish thing here. For those of you who don't know, it's medically unsafe for me to live by myself, so I live in my parents' basement. But I have a kitchen and a bathroom and a bedroom and this living room that I took a quarter of it to be my office, so I've got all of this space. And it really is my own, but I want something that is mine, like completely mine. It's probably that independence or something like that I want to have. Those are all of my goals for 2022. If you're still here at this point, please tell me what your goals for 2022 are down in the comments. Do you like making yearly goals? Do you like working in quarterly goals or like monthly goals? Like, what kind of goal system do you like working with? I like making my general overarching goals for the year, but then within that, I probably do quarterly goals and like kind of like monthly goals and then my weekly goals. So lots of things going on in my brain. Lots of work, as everyone knows. I'm a workaholic, but that's okay, because I'm okay, because I try to take care of myself, and then I have people who help me take care of myself, so it's all good. Yeah, let me know what your goals are down below. Tell me which one of my goals do you think will be the easiest to accomplish, And which one do you think I'm over my head in? I need some perspective. So give me yours. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Ring the bell so you get notified every time I upload a video. I upload videos about once a week about fun, bookish, and writing related things. You can also follow me on all of my socials where it's kind of more like personal on all of my socials. I do writing advice and fun stuff on my socials. I am on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Xana's Books. You can join my Discord server for free. It's linked in the description box down below. Come hang out with me on Discord. It's a lot of fun. Me and my mods, we're a gaggle. We are a group. And if you spot my boyfriend typing in the chat, you have to call him out because he actually doesn't say anything in the chat. You just see him on occasion. It says that he's typing. So anytime you see that, you have to call him out and make him message because make him talk. Anyways, see you guys next time. Bye. Oh dang, 24 minutes before editing. Oh, if this is longer than 15 minutes, Willow's gonna kill me when she closed captions this.